Hi, I'm Shade Frey with TaxSaleSupport.com. I'm here with Steven Swenson. This is one of our Property Deal of the Week videos where we look at different property deals that have come up through tax sales. And some of them are good deals, some of them are not so good deals. We like to look at them and point out specific things that we see.
Yeah, and in today's video, we're going to be looking at a New York sale that took place about 30 days or so ago. And this property was picked up for a pretty low bid for it being a single family home of 12,700.
Yeah, really, it's a very low price to pay just $12,000 for a single family home, especially one that looks to be in decent condition. That's kind of, I mean, it looks like it's got a metal roof over it, and it looks like it could still be lived in right now if it's not currently being lived in. But yeah, also newer windows on it. I mean, there's a lot of good things you see from the outside from an investment perspective.
Yeah, well, it's really kind of an interesting property. If we're looking at the size of it, says 0.9 acres, so it's about a tenth of an acre. But if we look down in the description, we can see that it's a single-story grade duplex. So it's actually one side of the duplex. So what they were selling was the unit 236. The next door or the next, the duplex over is not being sold in this auction. So, it was really kind of a two-bedroom, one bath duplex or half of a duplex that was being sold in this sale. And so it wasn't a traditional home in that sense.
Yeah, this would actually still be an excellent investment because I'll bet it has the potential to bring in, I mean, what, 800, $1,000 a month. I think anything I mean, there's this base level of monthly costs that you're going to get with a rental where it's not really probably going to fall below that, and it's not going to be below $500. It's probably going to be closer to $800, $1,000 a month for anybody to rent it out. If it's a place to live.
Oh yeah, it's going to be higher than that, in fact, because within this town, just looking at some of the other properties, we looked at a few properties in this area, and the rental income on a three-bedroom was 2 grand a month. So, on a three-bedroom was 2 grand a month. So a two-bedroom, I think 1,200, maybe 1,500. And I think as far as that aspect, if let's say it does rent out for even just $1,000 a month, it's going to pay for itself within 1 year. Even if we need to put in rehab costs, we're looking at less than 1,000 square feet. And so we don't have the same type of rehab job as taking on a big home.
Yeah, in fact, yeah, much smaller for the work you'll need to do on the property. And yeah, you're right. This is a really good market. It's right now. I think we looked at other properties with this, and it's a really strong rental market where it brings in more money in rent than a lot of areas will. And so they paid a very low price for this. At $12,000, $13,000. Paid very little for basically what is a condo, and it has the potential to bring in a lot of monthly revenue. So this would be a great long-term hold because it would bring in so much, and you didn't have to pay that much to pick it up. So, yeah, this is a great property. You paid a low enough amount for it. You could also afford to fix it up because, like Steve was saying, it's not a lot of square footage, so that part of it's going to be manageable. And where the real value is at though is with that just with holding it long term for the monthly revenue.
Yeah, well, and when we're looking at properties like this, a lot of times we're going to be a little bit nervous of investing into homes that are valued under 60 grand. But this would be an example of one of those homes that's valued around there that we would still look into based on the potential rental income, based on the current condition, the year built, and the low bid amount. I mean, if they paid 30 grand for it or 40 grand for it, we probably wouldn't be as interested as 12 grand. Because even if we've got to put 10 or 15 grand into it, you've still got that rental income there and potential to bring in monthly income and have the property, even with you putting extra cost into it, pay itself off within a few years.
Yeah, in fact, yeah, that you could have your investment paid off with improvements in less than 2 years. That's insane. That is That's crazy to think about. In fact, it's crazy to think that this property has the rental potential to make your investment back within 1 year. That's pretty crazy, and it's hard to find among investments. So, like a lot of properties, we may not know what needs to be done on the inside, which is normal with tax sale properties. But we do have the advantage, though, that it is very small, in square footage, and so it's not going to need too much. And the other thing is, we could tell from the outside image that it looks like there's actually quite a bit of work that had already been done to the property to update it.
It definitely looked like it was more updated than the property next to it, with the roof, with the windows, and that's what we're looking at. Whether we're in this case we're looking at images that were provided by the county, but even when we're going out and attending an auction or taking our students on our buying tours where we go out to an auction and view property, we're going to be getting current photos of the property or getting photos ourselves and evaluating things like the roof, things like the windows, what we can see. Because, the one difficulty with a lot of tax deed auctions is we do have to judge the book by the cover. We do have to look at that outside condition to try to make a determination of the inside. And all of those things are going to be play an important role, because if they put some effort into the outside, hopefully we've got some effort into the inside as well.
Yeah, I love this deal because it is very appealing, for that entry level buyer, where I mean, it's the kind of property that you could probably do some kind of a seller financing deal if you wanted long term on this property, because again, you're not into it for such a crazy amount. You're into it for a reasonable amount there at 12,000, a fairly small amount for a home. So yeah, I love this deal, and for the amount that they purchased for it, and also for the condition that it appears to be in. It looks like somebody loved and cared for this property for a long time, or at least that they updated stuff, the expensive stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of things about this property that are very attractive. I think this one went under the radar a bit.
Yeah, well, for a $12,000 home, I think it's got a lot of potential, and overall be a good deal. And the kind of deals that happen at tax sales across the country, we're looking at in one state now, but we're going to have more videos at different states as well. So there's a lot of opportunity out there, and it's just really a matter of participating in auctions, because you never know what's going to happen. We see deals happen every day, and we see properties as well where bidding gets crazy, and it ends up bidding quite a bit higher than the property could even be valued, especially when we take in rehab into consideration as well.
Yeah, it's true. Auctions can be unpredictable, at times, and so it is great to see a good deal out of an auction like this. But Steve's right that they are happening all over the place. So, yeah, be sure to check out our next video where we'll highlight more of these types of property deals that come out of the tax sales. So, thanks so much for watching.
Yep, thanks again.